I'll give you a nod.
Tolly, we live?
We're live!
Friends, greetings from Music City, Nashville. I know it doesn't look like the Batman building behind me, but we are building houses. One house, two houses, 4 houses today. Total, I think there's going to be 19 lots over here. So I figured Tolly and I from South Kyle 04, what we would do is take a bit of a tour. We'll meet some of the people behind the scenes. We're going to meet the lovely homeowner over here. We're going to talk to her. We're going to talk about my favorite topic, Dave Ramsey. And then we'll see some of the construction that we're doing. And oh, by the way, they let me have a hammer. Not a good idea. Tolly, you want to show them this house over here?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Come on. If you guys have questions, just post them there for Tolly and we'll answer your questions.
We'll get it taken care of.
So, a little bit behind the scenes here. You see the 4 houses that are being built here. These houses are being, the people who are constructing them are all volunteers like us. So this is the house that Media built, which is with Nissan. This one, I believe, is with, what group are you guys? What group are you guys?
We're HCA Corporate. Hospital Corporation of America.
Look at it, healthcare people building a house for Habitat for Humanity. Do you live here in Nashville?
Actually, I live about 80 miles east of Nashville.
Wow, so you came in early.
I do.
Okay, this is Kim.
Yep, I think so.
Kim, we're going to check out your house today.
Okay.
You're Hospital Corporation of America. I'm gathering you guys own hospitals.
We do. We actually have Centennial.
Here from
Yes, they're
all of
in
Tennessee?
Yeah, we've got hospitals all over the United States. We've got some in the United Kingdom as well.
Look at that. Maybe I've been in one of your houses.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's Reed. There he is. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, this is the reason, really. I love building a house for the owners. Been doing this for years. Been doing this since university. But Reed is the reason why.
Well, thank you. I appreciate y'all coming and having it too.
Now, I shared on Instagram a picture of us back in, what was it, November you and I talked about? And I learned a little bit about your background. So tell us your background.
Well, I've always liked building and construction, and when I was even a small child, or well, maybe 8 or 9 or so, building my tree houses.
Yeah.
Building tree houses.
So most kids get a tree house built for them by their parents.
Right.
You built your own tree house.
And I built my own working on those.
Now you also did some, you were in the service, weren't you?
I was actually in the Air Force for 4 years and stationed up in Minot, North Dakota, where we were working on our missile, Minuteman missile defense system up there.
That's awesome.
So I went to school about a year for a tech school up in Illinois before I actually went to a permanent base.
I'm going to get you a little closer to the camera so everybody can hear you. Make sure
okay.
Go ahead.
So, and then after that, I thought, while I was actually in service, of course, like I said, I always like to check out, see what's going on, what's building, and of course, I've learned a lot of stuff like that too. But then one Friday, went around and the guy was building some stairs for an apartment he was building, and I got to talking to him, and so he said if I'd like to work with him, and I said, well, sure.
And how many years ago was this?
Well, actually, this was back in '72.
Okay.
Back when I was back in service back then, and so I went that next Saturday, and we started the house, and I worked for him for about a year.
Yeah.
I worked shift work, so a lot of times he scheduled his work around what I was doing too. So I learned a lot like that, and then after I got out of service back in '72, I actually bought a piece of property, and I kind of thought that's what I wanted to get into, and built a house for sale.
So you built your own house?
And so I built it, contracted it out.
How old were you when you became your own general contractor?
Well, I've got to think. I was probably in about my late 20s, I guess, then, because I had gone to school at Tennessee Tech University here in Tennessee, and graduated back there then, and then worked for actually Boeing Company in the missile defense in the Saturn program down in Huntsville for about 4 years before I went into service. Yeah. And then, like I said, I bought that, and that kind of thought out what I wanted to do with, being.
So do you have like an engineering degree? Is that what you have from university?
Basically, yes. It's I majored in industrial technology, which was industry related. which I had machine shop and welding and architectural drawing. And actually, for several years while I worked as a salesman here in Nashville, actually drew house plans on the side too. So,
And you are not a lazy man.
well, I try to stay busy.
You got to tell him. So you're a volunteer here, right?
I am a volunteer.
So when it says SOS, it means he's the supervisor on site. So he's the one that we all report to here.
Right, and I try to help guide people because a lot of people are willing to come and volunteer, just like John and all your other good Nissan folks, but they kind of need some guidance, you know, and along.
So, but you didn't tell them apart. So this is your volunteer gig, but you come here, you drive how many miles every day to come up here?
Well, actually I drive about 70 miles one way to the job site here, and then I usually have to leave around lunchtime to go back to my regular job that I work actually from 2 to 9 at Walmart down in Dixon.
So what time do you get up every morning?
Well, I have to get up about 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
So understand how amazing Reed is. So what is it, 4 or 5 days a week you do this?
Well, it depends on what they're building now. This week we'll be starting working 4 days on this build site. So there'll be
for 4 days you'll get up at 5 in the morning, drive up here, work for 6-7 hours, then drive back down, go to Walmart till 9
go to
o'clock.
work and then get off at 9 and then get up and do it all over again.
Reed, you're the man.
Well,
We're going to walk around the houses. I'm going to come back to you. We're going to show the audience the houses.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Appreciate y'all coming and
This is why this is a great organization.
Right, it's really great.
Man of service. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, John.
Okay, let's go look at some houses. So, Reed is he has no idea. And he'll sit there and like, I'm a moron with this kind of stuff. Actually, I'm not that much of a moron. I was a woodworking shop counselor at camp 20 years ago. I'm kind of handy. So I haven't done it in a while, but I'm kind of slow. But he took the time and he had the patience with me to build, like we did window framing on the last one. And we got to the point where it was like master craftsmanship because I learned from that man. Anyway, this is another group here. This is a group of realtors. Here's another supervisor on site. Although he's more of a comedian, this man here.
I wasn't looking at you.
You're going to go for sale, okay? Here's what he's doing. Let's see. Holly, think we can get through here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no problem. We're just going around. So you guys are a group of realtors?
Yes.
So this is a group of realtors local in Nashville?
Yes, with Village Real Estate, with everybody's Greater Nashville Association.
Yes, we're in Williamson County, Sumner County, and
So here in Greater Nashville, these are a bunch of realtors that are building a house as well. So this house is farther along than the one I'm going to show you. It's already been framed. There's no windows in it yet, and all the trusses here are. So Tolly, why don't you show them the trusses? This is what it looks like when it's finished. And these guys are securing the trusses in after the crew yesterday went through and put the trusses all the way in.
we put most of it.
Oh, you put them in?
We did.
The trusses today?
Yes.
These things were already this morning, weren't they?
You down that end.
Okay, look at these. So these guys are a little faster than us at Nissan, so we're gonna have to pick up the
We're
pace.
faster than everybody.
Oh, okay. You see, this is the salesman crew over here.
Very, very helpful.
Okay. These guys also have a bridge to sell you. Sir, what are you doing up there?
I'm hanging this nice, wonderful hip roof we got going on.
You want to explain where this house is at?
So we're in a new neighborhood that we've just started. We started it yesterday. And this house, or this neighborhood, when we get done with it, we'll have about 18 total houses.
Awesome.
18 or 19 total houses. It's right outside of Nashville, where we got a nice section of land that you can look around and see as I fall off the ladder. Don't tell anybody about that. We can edit that part
No
out.
violations on that.
Good. There's a lot of OSHA violations going on.
You said it, we didn't.
That's right.
And I gotta say, the last time you and I built together, lovely experience, but I like this piece of land better.
Yeah, it's a lot more spread out. It's a lot more open, and we're not having to trip over each other like we were with the other.
Exactly.
So this neighborhood We just finished the neighborhood that you built in last time, actually. We finished all 8 houses that were remaining.
Okay.
And it's actually right around the corner, about a 5-minute drive from here.
Yeah.
We had 8 more houses that we finished last week, actually. We dedicated all 8.
So they have the keys now?
They have the keys, and most of them are moving in today, actually.
Nice.
Some of them are next week or the following week, but 4 or 5 of them are moving in today.
Okay, we'll let you get back to work. I know you got a gun there.
I appreciate it.
I don't want you to shoot me. Okay, these are realtors. Tommy, let's go over and see that house where they're putting the frame in. Excuse me, not the frame, the truss. So you can see it's kind of a village here between 4 different organizations. What they've done is they're sizing up the wood that needs to be cut for different pieces inside the house. And you have these cut stations that are run by a combination of supervisor volunteers as well as volunteers like myself. And actually, before we go in, why don't we show them the truss house?
We'll make the hike.
Make the hike over here. So this will be a nice cul-de-sac. This is a nice little...
Yeah, it's gonna be a lovely area.
And this is, well, what is it? This is 15 minutes from downtown.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Downtown Nashville. It's not far from the airport. It's a great location. So here are the trusses over here. These were already built, and these things are usually built by other volunteers on site here. And they're piled up, and then obviously there are volunteers that bring them and they walk them over to the house. Everybody gets assigned a job when you get here. So basically, you get here in the morning, you get assigned to a supervisor on site, and you stick with that supervisor on site for the day. So here are the trusses. You can see how they did all the fastening here. They're sized up for each of the houses. And then you can see what they do is they keep them all the way through the roof. It's about 2 feet between each truss. Now these 3 houses are the same. Obviously this is a bit of a different model here. I think there's a 3-bedroom and I believe there's a 4-bedroom plan. And you can see the plans back here. I'll show you that later. Go over there. Okay, why don't we go into the house that they're putting the trusses on. So while we're walking over there, a little bit about Habitat for Humanity. Basically, this organization, they don't give these houses. It's not charity for just giving something away. What it is finding people who are working that either have had disadvantages or challenges in buying a home, but they want to work and they want to buy their own home. So the program pre-qualifies people to be homeowners. But it isn't just like, okay, we're going to help you with a cheap mortgage and we're going to help build a house. What they do is they qualify people and then they bring them into the process of building the house. And it's not just, oh, one day just show up on a job site and you're going to build a house. It's, you go through their background, their finances, their job, their story. Like the people we built for last time, they were refugees from Sudan. Yeah, it was Sudan. Today, you're going to meet Rochelle in a minute. She's a local Nashvilleian. She's got a great story. But so they go through all of the background checks, and then they put them through a class, number 1, Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University. So they teach them how to deal with finances before they get to a point of actually building and buying a house. Then the people who want to make the owner, and you can see the woman over here, she's going to be the owner of this house, they have to volunteer on other people's bills. So they're actually doing a bill. It's 250 hours that you have to give to Habitat for Humanity. Some of that, obviously, is in your own house. So you're first building other people's houses, and then you're going through the class of Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. Then you get to the point like Michelle over there, where you start building your own house. Any questions on that? Let's move into the house. Oh, you can see what's going on here, Polly. Look.
Oh.
They're putting a truck up there. This is the Hospital Corporation of America, and they're doing the truck through right now.
They're rocking our comments.
Isn't that cool? Come on over here and see how they're doing it. So this is the front door of the house. Let's see if we can get in here. Molly, think you can get in here?
Oh yeah.
One's higher. Oh, we should point out. Notice that this house, see how high this house is over here? That one's a little bit lower, but then the houses over there, you can see it's a slab on that one over there. Basically, we found this out earlier. Most of the houses are built on a slab. Obviously, with a house like this, they're not making cheap houses, but they're making affordable houses. So you're not going to put a basement in some of these houses. Anyway, so the slab is for the normal case, but here there's a lot of water that comes through, and you can see it's a bit of an elevation change. I feel like I'm doing a car review. and the water comes through, so they need to raise the house. That's why it has a crawl space. And then they've got this drainage system that goes all the way around the house that's going to be buried, and this way any water that comes through, it doesn't go into the house, it's rooted around the house. Hello, sir. Yeah. Good to see you, sir. Oh, good to see you too. Make sure you guys don't fall. Okay, so this is the exciting part. Give you an idea of time frame. Take a look. Why don't you pan around through here, Tolly, and show them where this house is at. Notice it's all framed. It's got the outside walls in it, and then they're starting to put the trusses in. Yesterday, this was a slab. So that house over there, that's what it looked like. That slab there.
Right
And
there.
then one thing, let's point out there, look at that. There's the homeowner. See her there? With the black sweater on and the red shirt? She is going to be the homeowner, and she's literally her own two hands building her own house. If that is not effing cool, I don't know what is. Okay, so let's go back to the actual construction. Go under here, Tommy. You can see what they're doing here. The trusses are brought up from the back of the house, and they go back here. Up.
No, you can take pictures. Just take it with your glasses on. You're fine.
Okay, so right now you got the glasses. Okay, we just got yelled at for not having safety glasses. So it's Tolly. It's Tolly's fault. He's the one that didn't have the glasses on.
Now we're good.
Are you good now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're safe.
Okay. So now let's come on back over.
Nowhere.
Okay, we're set. No problem. Sorry, sir. So what's happening here? Got to be safe on site. So what's happening here is we're putting the trusses in. They're about spaced 2 feet apart, as you can see. And then each of the crew, again, all volunteers. But these guys don't build houses; they run hospitals, and they're building. These are the pushing group. See this thing? What they're doing? They're using the 2x4 to push the trusses in. Maybe we can see if that's next one or not.
I'm going to pass it back down to you. Let go.
The next one isn't coming up yet, but you can see the trusses lined up, ready to be put into place. Remember, it was in that pile over there. There's a group of volunteers that push him up, and then literally use these 2x4s. You can see the top here. These 2x4s, they put this little indentation in here, and that pushes the truss all the way through the house. And then this crew here is the ladder. So, well, it's not just the supervisor on site. The supervisor as well as other volunteers will move backward as the trusses come out. So there's basically 3 crews that are required to do the roof, or basically the truss to the roof. You've got the ones that are actually installing the spacers and hammering, like nailing the spacers every 2 feet. Then the crew that's moving the ladder, and then the crew that actually is bringing the truss in. And you can see a little bit more here. Outside point of view. This, when do you think, we were working on that house, Tolly. When did we start? There was no trusses on that house.
Well, we got started, it was like, I think like 10 o'clock, 10:30. And then within like 30, 45 minutes, it already looks like that. If even that long.
If that long. Think about that. So let's say there's 3 people on the crew on the truss, 2 people on the ladder crew, and probably 5 people on the crew moving the truss. It takes you 45 minutes to almost finish out the entire house. And I'm guessing that house is probably what, 1,500 square feet?
Oh yeah, all of it.
That's amazing. And you can see the crew over there just waiting for the next truss to go up. That guy over there is an ordained minister. Prayer this morning. So let's take a tour of the house. So the houses themselves, there are, I can't speak for Habitat for Humanity around the country, but for Nashville, there are 2 or 3 floor plans. And there's a 3-bedroom, and I believe there's a 4-bedroom as well. We are in the hallway. And let's go back here. So let's start, because they're working, I don't want to get in their way. Let's start in the back. So this is a master bedroom here. So this bedroom will be for the master, as well as have an ensuite bathroom. And then there's a bedroom here, a bedroom here. And I believe this is a 4-bedroom. Watch out, they're
Pardon?
getting their way. And there's another bedroom over there. This, I believe, will be a bathroom. And then over here is the kitchen. Okay, so it's a long kitchen. And then back here is the mudroom. So so I don't know what you guys call it. In New York, we call these things apartments.
Washrooms, maybe?
Well, for the washer and dryer.
Yeah, like laundry room. That's what it is. That's what we call
Okay,
them.
so this is a laundry room in North Carolina, a mud room in New York. And then moving forward in the house, you can see that these guys are securing the other side of the truss up there. We're truss. Have they been doing that? Come on up here. Take the center. This is the entryway of the house, the front door of the house, and then this is the side of the family room, whatever you want to call it. So again, this piece of land is pretty good because the house sits up high. You've got a backyard of trees. You're not literally abutted against somebody's other house, and you kind of look down onto the trees over there. I gotta tell you, this is a nice little setup. And one other thing about Habitat for Humanity, it's again, it's not charity just giving away a house. These people are buying a house, and they do a 30-year 0% mortgage, so they're paying the money back. But what I'm really proud of, and this is the Dave Ramsey part of it, their default rate, which, you know, the default rate is, we learned about high default rates in 2008, 2009. For Habitat for Humanity, their overall default rate is only 3%. That is incredibly good. And then, you can see this through here. You're starting, this is the beginnings of the insulation of the window. So they put this insulation, and basically what this does, before the window goes in, this secures the joint between the wood and the insulation on the outside of the house so no moisture can get through. So what they're doing is they're cutting it out, and then they take another piece and they craft out what's called a butterfly to do the corners of each of the windows. And that's, you're working with...
Show them a butterfly?
Oh yeah, let's see the butterfly. Look at this. These guys are on top of it.
We are prepared.
Because they're in your healthcare.
That's right.
Yeah. These guys are always on top. So here's the butterfly. And can we just show them where the butterfly goes? So it's like a Band-Aid. So this whole thing keeps moisture from getting into the house, and this even keeps the moisture from the corner. And then once this is done, that's when the crew comes in and starts fitting the windows. And the idea is the windows go in and it's a very snug fit, not completely to the point where it's not super tight. And then they come in and they caulk it around the window. Why don't we go out of the house again, Holly? What's that? Of course, greatest city in the world. Where?
Western Europe, Buffalo.
Oh, that's not New York. That's not New York. That's like Toronto, Canada, or something.
And we have Connecticut here too.
Connecticut, okay. New England. Oh, you put up with us?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. We put up with you people.
The good beaches, although you got Long Island Sound.
What? You got rocks in Connecticut. We got good beaches. We got pizza.
If it's so great, why'd you leave?
That's a good point. She's got me there. Because I live in California. Yeah. Okay, kids. See these hospitals, these people are fun at the hospital. The Nissan
We have a
people,
good time.
they have a much better, oh, Aaron, you're in trouble. So I was, this morning, what was the quote we got? Our boss over there, Kurt, who doesn't like the idea that we're filming. Yeah, we went over and he's like, larceny is encouraged here at Habitat for Humanity sites. So we literally go over to Aaron's area and we stole like 6 pieces of wood. What are you doing? I'm like,
Looking at you like, who are you, Batman?
yeah, well, larceny is encouraged. Thank you, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Okay, why don't we go meet Michelle? What do you think, Colin?
Let's do it.
Okay. Rochelle! Let's go meet Rochelle. It's not quite, the gardening hasn't been finished. Okay, that's JC.
Yeah, we've got some nice walkways here.
We're gonna come talk to you. How are you? So let me get the chair now. Okay, so Rochelle, we're live right now.
Oh, wow.
Everybody wants to hear your story. I already told them that a little bit about the process. You want to tell us about your experience getting into Habitat?
I'm a little apprehensive being live.
How about I just ask a couple questions? Okay. So, when did you first apply to Habitat for Humanity?
It was the latter part of 2015.
Okay.
2 years ago.
And where are you originally from?
I'm from Nashville.
Okay, so all your life?
All my life.
Okay, and what have you been doing in Nashville?
Well, I'm retired.
Okay, that's
And I retired from CNA Insurance Company after 38 years of working for the company.
wow, 38 years in one company.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. I started right out of high school. I've been there. That was the first job I ever had.
Yeah. So you got to the point you heard about that Japanese and I understand you went to State Grant School. Okay. How'd you like it?
I mean, it was very educational. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot that I learned from that class. And, I mean, it was just so much that he had to say about his experience.
Yeah.
That made it just real, to people. And I just enjoyed it. I liked every bit of it.
Let me ask you a question. This is unusual because you guys are in Nashville and Dave Rand's in Nashville. Did he come to any of the classes?
No.
He didn't, so you just went to the normal financial piece class. Have you ever been over to
No.
So here you are, you actually, so you've already volunteered a number of hours on another house, right?
Actually, I have. Because I have package needs. But I'm getting people to come here, like family and friends, to help me get those out.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Most of your family here now?
Most of them are.
Well, we're excited about your house here.
Well, I'm excited too.
Why don't we give them a tour of your house? Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. I'm just getting you out.
Oh, you're not. They just wanted to hear about Rochelle and your background a little bit. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. And let's go over here. Michelle's being modest. The woman worked 38 years for one company. That's dedication, and that's the kind of stuff they look for in the stories of the people that come to Habitat for Humanity. And this is not them telling me this stuff, it's just me gleaning from meeting some of the owners. Like as I've already pointed out, one of the owners over there, she's literally busting her ass picking up the trucks for her own house. I know I've repeated myself. Come on in here. So they're welcome to Michelle's house. Got a bit of an international flair, and we got Canada here. She's doing a little building here. So, welcome to Canada. Say that. I should be looking at the camera to say that. Welcome from Canada. To be building a house in Nashville. Okay, so now it looks like all the trusses have been. Remember, this took 45 minutes to put these trusses. That's crazy. The layout of this house is a bit different. Notice the great room coming from the side goes a little bit longer. The kitchen is actually part of the great room, so that's the kitchen over there. And then it goes into the master down there, a second bedroom over here, a bathroom, and another bedroom over here. So this one's a little bit smaller than the other one. And Polly, let's go over to that wood site. Slab and show them the slab. So as you can see, there's a bunch of supplies that are shared amongst all the build sites. What they do is they group the builds together. So in this case, there are 4 houses that are being built over 4 weekends at the same time. Total build time takes anywhere from 8 to 12 days. It's amazing to think about building a whole house in 8 days with people like myself that know nothing about building houses. We're putting the truss up. Let's take a look. We're getting literally the last one. So good timing on this. So we got 2, 4, 6 volunteers it takes to lift the truss. And remember the 3 that are up at the top over there. And then you get the supervisor, Steve, from Nissan here.
Fine job.
Nice job, Steve.
That's a wrap.
Oh, looks like we got a little grilling going on here.
Oh yeah, I think they're preparing lunch for everyone.
I think lunch is soon. Lunch is 11:30. To give you an idea, we got up at 5:30 this morning. We were here on the site by 6:45, something like that. So this is an early day. And then here's the slab. This is what it starts out to be. So they put now granted, there's some of it that is not done by volunteers. Obviously things that can be screwed up, like electrical, plumbing, laying cement. This is all done by pros. And then the volunteers, like Tara over there, she comes in. I gotta show you something. Tara.
Yeah.
This is Tara. She's a car person as well. Tara wears the proper footwear for building.
My mother calls these the homeless shoes, but I'm actually building a home with the homeless shoes.
Yes, we came up with that line earlier this morning. Yeah.
I think this is the proper attire.
She
to build
calls
a house.
those her mud shoes for her house in Texas.
That is true.
Yeah. And
Are
so
you having fun?
Yeah. So we worked together last time.
We did.
We did windows last time.
We did windows and insulation, and we wrapped the house in plastic.
We were showing. Oh, we did the plastic. I forgot about that.
That was really fun.
That took skill.
That was really
so-
hard. You were on the ladder the whole time,
Exactly.
and I was unwrapping the thing
All working up.
with
So
my arms up the whole time.
you guys can see the insulation that's in there, the styrofoam insulation, but you still have to wrap that. And to wrap it, you got to put these special studded nails that have like spacers in them to keep the insulation. And you can
One
see
sheet of
it's
plastic.
like one sheet of plastic you wrap all the way around the house, and then you can see these like I'll show you guys over there. but
Actually,
these
it's
little
over there.
red nails that you have to drive in to keep the plastic over the insulation. And let's just say it's not easy to do when it's always above your head. It reminds me of my factory days at BMW. Okay, so here's the slab. Let's see what's going on for lunch. What are you guys doing?
It's cookout.
We're just hanging out.
Just hanging out. So I'm guessing this is the crew from Deloitte.
Right.
Got it. You're the lunch crew?
Yeah, we're cooking the meats, and you guys are providing all the sides and the plates.
Nice. So we've got a proper down-home Nashville barbecue.
That's right.
Is there such a thing as a proper down-home Nashville barbecue? Or is that like a Texas?
I guess if fire's involved, it's a barbecue.
It's a barbecue. Okay. But Nashville's a hot chicken.
It is, but we have no hot chicken.
No hot chicken. Okay, we're leaving. We don't like the controlled like food.
New to hot chicken. Places have been here, but it hasn't been famous except recently.
Really? I thought Nashville was known for hot chicken.
Well, it is now.
It is now, so it's a new thing.
Music.
You can see the airport's close by. We've got Southwest going up here. Talia, what happened with show to you?
I think we've just about knocked everything out.
Let's go torture some people in our little tent there. But I think we got everything. And as you can see, Nissan is very good about supplying vehicles to be on site. More people moving trusses. I think that is about everything. Got our security guard over there. He's keeping watch over everything. See if Reed needs anything. Rochelle, your house looks great. And that's the first experience, I will say. Usually they have to do their own hours, but obviously because Rochelle has a physical limitation, they're allowing her family to come do her hours. And this is the homeowner for this home, and obviously she was the one we were seeing moving the fence. Okay.
Now what y'all doing all day? Walking around.
Well, we gotta do our job.
That's right.
Okay. So I think we showed him everything. We want to
Okay.
make sure that we forget anything.
Yeah.
I gave him a tour inside that house.
Okay.
I gave him a tour while the trusses were going up on that house.
All right.
And then I showed him what we did over on that house. I showed him the slab. Well, of course I'm bragging.
Yeah. I like that.
And I told him about the insulation I did in the house previously.
Nice. I like that. I
He
like
made me do it. So what have we forgot? Because you're the expert. You know everything.
So the biggest thing we like to explain about Habitat is that this is not a free house.
Yeah.
That's the biggest idea. It's a house that is paid back over the course of 30 years. It's an interest-free mortgage. And the fact that our homeowners actually have to work on other people's houses before we ever start building there.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing we like to tell people, because most people think it's a free house. or government housing or Section 8 or something like that. And it's not.
That could bring, okay, you brought something up that we do need to discuss. So the owners are definitely paying for it, but I noticed that where do you get your money to start up? Because I noticed Nissan's involved,
Right.
some of these other organizations involved. How does that work?
So a lot of organizations like Nissan and HCA and Greater Nashville Area Realtors, what they do is they actually sponsor the whole house. So that involves $60,000. It's a $60,000 payment if you want to sponsor the whole house.
Is it $60,000 just for the construction of the home or the home and the land?
It'll usually cover the home and the land, and then whatever the value of the house is by the appraisers, that's what gets paid back to us. So that actually gains us money to build more houses around the area. So at the moment we have around 600 houses that have been built by Habitat in the last 10 to 15 years in Nashville. Of those 600 houses, about, I guess, every single one of them is still paying us back. So between sponsors like Nissan, sponsors like HCA and GNAR, we get that money up front, and then we turn around and use it to buy land, to buy properties, to buy the materials, and then to keep going forward.
Like these houses here that we're on, are these worth 60 or are they worth more?
They're going to be worth a lot more. Usually these will appraise. Yeah, I would too. There you go.
Yeah.
These houses will appraise somewhere between 110 and 120.
Okay.
The ones that you did with the garage is usually about 125.
Oh, so these don't have a garage?
These will not have a garage.
Will they have a
The
driveway?
reason, yes, they'll have a driveway. The reason we don't put garages, or the reason we do put garages in houses, is because we're building into a neighborhood that's already there. So we have to deal with the homeowners association, and they require that we have a garage. So that's why we have garages in the neighborhood that you built, because we were already building into a neighborhood there.
Yeah.
When we start our own neighborhood, we try not to put garages because a lot of people think that's a little fancier. And because it is a low-income house, a lot of people don't want them to be, paying back a whole lot of money as compared to.
How much would the garage be actually? How much
Usually about $10,000. Right. So it's not a whole lot of money, but that $10,000 does add up. Over the course of 30 years, you're paying a lot of money.
What does what price is the owner paying? The 60 or the 150?
So the appraised value is what they'll pay, and that way, whenever they're paying back, we can move forward with what we get more houses. Because Habitat is a nonprofit, but every dollar we get turns around and goes back into constantly turning it on. And then we also get money from our restores. A lot of Habitat affiliates have restores, which is basically a donation-based store, kind of like the Salvation Army store or something like that. It's almost everything. Most of it's home-related. Most stores, they might have a clothes closet and a home store. And the home stores usually deal with cabinetry. They deal with tables and chairs, picnic tables, doors and windows that people want to take out of their house and replace. And if they're good and we can resell them, then we'll sell them for a very discounted price. But that money, again, goes back into the community and for us to build.
To refresh my memory, I love Reed.
Oh, of course.
Reed's a volunteer.
Yes.
You work for Habitat?
I work for Habitat. This is my full-time job. We have our SOS like Reed, like Steve Lanehart, Kurt Denny over there, Christy, who's over there. All of those are SOS, which means they're supervisors on site. At some point, they came to us and said, we want to come out on a permanent basis, and we want to be dedicated to Habitat, but it's not a paying job for them. They come out when we have volunteers, and they work closely with the volunteers. Our job as employees is to manage the site and make sure everything's going efficiently and smoothly. Their job is to make sure the house gets built. So,
I've never quite asked this before, but give me an idea of the size of Habitat. I know you guys are involved with Nashville. Where else is there Habitat?
So Habitat is actually a worldwide thing. There are Habitats in Honduras. There are Habitat affiliates in the Philippines. We have Habitat affiliates in every state in the country, and there's usually one per county. Nashville, however, we actually cover 4 counties. We cover Dickerson County, which is Nashville, or Davidson County, sorry, which is Nashville. We cover Dixon County, Wilson County, and Cheatham County. Now, most of our houses are built in the Nashville area, in Davidson County, but we have houses. We have a house going on right now in Cheatham County. So as we're building these, I've got another guy who strictly does the outside counties and supports them.
Awesome. Yeah. I gotta tell you, thanks for what you do. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for
I'm
coming.
glad you guys come back.
Yeah, this is
Good
great.
to see you.
It's really great stuff. And and the owner, you were telling us earlier, so the owner's moving in, the one we just built.
That's right.
Yep. Oh, let's take a look at the window before we go back. So the window's going in. This is my old job. See what they're doing here? They put this is the thing I was telling you about the wrap before, and this is the type of nails with these washers that go in and pull down the wrap. And then they get the butterflies underneath the wrap, and then the window itself goes in, fits snugly, and then they go in and you finish the screws. And this is what the outside of this is the first part of the outside of the house we'll see. Okay, so I think we've done everything. I didn't show you the porta johns, but I don't think I'm going to. So we were just told that they were cleaned for us today. With that, I am going to get back to work because Kurt is probably going to yell at me for being off this long, and I want to be able to see if I can get it out of here and use my hammer. So until I see you next time, be sure.